Hello everyone, welcome back to Great Broadway Fans YouTube channel. I'm Luke and today's video is going to be a top 10 video. I'm going to do these not on a regular basis, but more of like a specialty video for you. So this is my top 10 musicals that NBC should do next to follow up with Sound of Music Live, Peter Pan, and The Wiz. But before I get started on my list, let me start off with a quick apology. As you know, I am new to YouTube, and I greatly apologize for the length of my review for The Wiz Live. I'll turn that off. I apologize for the length of the video for The Wiz Live review that I posted a couple days ago. I will not make videos that long, I promise. I had no idea I was going over that time limit of 50 plus minutes. Won't happen again, promise. Okay, so I have put together a list of the top 10 musicals that I think NBC should do to follow up after The Wiz Live. Now, full disclosure before I get started, this is a list of musicals that I consider both classic and family friendly, because let's be honest, that's the aim that NBC's doing with picking their musicals. They want something family friendly that can be put on television for families to watch, and I agree with them. So shows like Rent and Spring Awakening are not on this list. I know that they're well beloved in our theater community, but let's be perfectly honest. We need to think realistic in terms of what will work for television and what won't. So I've got my list here. And all right, here we go. We have got, all right. Number 10, Annie. I know that they just made a third film adaptation of Annie back in 2014 with Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz, and Quvenzhané Wallis. But here's what I'm thinking. Maybe about 2 or 3 more live musicals down the road, NBC could do a full-scale live version of the original musical Annie, with the original book, the original score, in its original setting, which is 1933 in New York City during the Great Depression. And I think that would actually make a really, really good potential live musical. You cast some movie stars or some television actors in the roles of Miss Hannigan, Daddy Warbucks and Grace, Rooster, Lily, but you get brand new actresses to play all the orphans. And I think that would be a really great potential. It's a family-friendly show. People love it. But the reason I put it so low on this list is because they just made the film adaptation of Annie for the 3rd time. But I still want to see Annie live. Okay. Number 9 on this list is Hello, Dolly. This is a musical this is actually the only musical on this list that I have never seen live in front of my face. The only history that I have with this show is the film adaptation with Barbra Streisand, which I think is very great. It's these classic musicals, especially from that golden age of movie musicals, it just feels like a big warm hug when you watch these old-timey musicals. And I don't know, I just think that with the classic score and it just being like a fun, silly musical, but yet it has a lot of heart, I think it could be really, really good. And a friend of mine dreamcasted Queen Latifah as Dolly, and I think that would be absolutely incredible if that happened. I don't know if Queen Latifah would ever do another live musical, but I think she should, because she's amazing, and I would love to see Hello, Dolly. Number 8 is Kiss Me, Kate. The reason I put this show on this list is because I recently had the pleasure of seeing the revival that was put on at the Old Globe Theater over the summer of 2015. And it was directed by the Tony-winning director for A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. I cannot remember his name. I will put it here. But it felt very fresh and it felt new. And I think if they wanted to put that on NBC, you could have a Broadway full ensemble as the dancers, television and movie stars in the parts of Fred, Lily, Bill, and Lois. Absolutely incredible. I think it's one of Cole Porter's best shows. I love Anything Goes, but Kiss Me Kate is more of a timeless show, whereas Anything Goes feels a little bit more jaded, but that's more not jaded, but it feels more outdated, and it's very farce. Anything Goes is more of a farce, whereas Kiss Me Kate is more of a I don't know how to describe it. It's like this it's more of a classic piece, and but it feels timeless, and I love it. I love that show so much. Okay, number 7 is The Music Man. Yes, NBC has been playing around with this because they want to do this, and I have a feeling, I'm like 80 to 90% certain that next year in 2016 will be The Music Man. For a number of reasons. They've wanted to do it, but I heard some rumors and speculation that they wanted Neil Patrick Harris and Kristen Bell to play Harold Hill and Marion, but they couldn't get Neil Patrick Harris because of a contract dispute or something. So I honestly don't know if they'll cast him or somebody else, but I've been in The Music Man before, and I've seen it before, and I love the 2 film adaptations. The one with, oh my gosh, what is his name? Robert Preston. Excuse me, I almost forgot it. And then the other one with Matthew Broderick. I love The Music Man. It's like Hello, Dolly. It's classic. It's family friendly, and it feels like a big warm hug. Like I said, these old classic shows are just so gorgeous and beautiful. And I just want to see a bunch of kids play those musical instruments and just be incredible. And that would be fun. I think it would be very, very, very fun. Okay, number 6 is The King and I. The reason I picked this one is for 2 reasons. One, like The Sound of Music, it's another show from the Rodgers and Hammerstein catalog. And 2, just casting a group of children in this show could bring so much potential to it. And I don't know what it is. When I saw The King and I for the first time, the film version with Deborah Kerr and Yul Brynner, I was blown away by it. I mean, it is an old musical. It is from the 1950s, but there's something about the story that is just so lovable. The characters are lovable, and the script is just so well written. It has one of the best well-written books I've seen from an old musical. Some of those older musicals didn't have a great foundation when it comes to their books. Gypsy is a good example, and so is The King and I. And I think you could bring back Ken Watanabe, who originated the role for the 2015 revival, got a Tony nomination for it. I think you could bring him back. And I know it would never happen, but Kelly O'Hara, if she could reprise her role for the live television event, that would be great. But if you want to get a movie star or a big name in there, I think like Emily Blunt would be amazing as Anna. She has a gorgeous voice. She was amazing in Into the Woods, and I'd love to see her in another musical. And I think The King and I might work. It might. Okay, number 5 is Bye Bye Birdie. I want this to be done live for one main reason. The film adaptation with Dick Van Dyke, Janet Leigh, and Anne Margaret, although is very well known and beloved, is not a faithful adaptation of the stage musical. The other film version with Jason Alexander and Vanessa Williams and Mark Kudish is a straight adaptation of the stage musical. And I think that if NBC wants to do a live musical that appeals to a lot of people, but also brings something new to the table, I think a live version of the original script of Bye Birdie would be a great one. You could cast, I don't know, you could cast a well-known comedian as Albert, and then I thought of two potential dream casts for Rosie, either Jennifer Lopez or Sofia Vergara. I think both of them would be incredible. I don't know if Sofia Vergara can sing, but I think she'd be great in it. And then a hot teen idol who's really popular now, someone like Nick Jonas would be amazing as Conrad Birdie. I just think it would be fun, and it would be a great opportunity to get the family together and watch this big, silly 1950s musical together on television. I think it would be great. Number 4, Guys and Dolls. Now, Warner Brothers has been bouncing around with the potential idea to make a film remake of Guys and Dolls. I think as early as like 2010 or 11, they wanted to do a remake with Channing Tatum as Sky Masterson and Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Nathan Detroit. But in a recent interview that I read, Joseph Gordon-Levitt said that that film adaptation is probably never going to get made, which is kind of disappointing to me. But I thought, well, what would be a better idea than to do Guys and Dolls live? You'd have dancing showgirls, dancing gangsters, and this beautiful, old-fashioned, once again, 1950s musical that really feels to me like just a Valentine to New York City, because when you watch Guys and Dolls, you can't help but just fall in love with that old-fashioned 1940s world that New York City once was. And I've already thought of a dream cast for this. I would love to see Harry Connick Jr. as Sky Masterson, either Joseph Gordon-Levitt or Seth MacFarlane as Nathan Detroit. Michelle Williams popped into my head for Adelaide. And then this is what I'm thinking. Get Laura Osnes to play Sarah Brown and introduce this Broadway actress to Middle America. I think that would be a great, great idea. My phone just went off. Sorry. I think it would be a great idea. I've been in Guys and Dolls 3 times. I love that show so much. It has a very special place in my heart. Number 3, Gypsy. Now, Barbra Streisand has been talking for a while about doing a film remake of Gypsy with herself as Mama Rose, and there have, of course, been the rumors that Lady Gaga would play Louise, and then a recent speculation is that John Travolta would play Herbie. And this is what I think. Barbara, you're amazing. But this film adaptation has every single potential to fail miserably. So here's what I'm thinking. Instead of making it a movie, do it live on television, because you could get butts in the seats with your name alone. I think that Lady Gaga, although she's incredible, is all wrong for Louise. I think she's too old for the part, and I don't think that she'd be able to work well with that character. John Travolta, although he was incredible in Grease back in the 70s, he just doesn't have that charm with me anymore of being that leading man of that character of Herbie. So here's what I'm thinking. Cast Barbara if you want her that badly, or do someone like maybe Allison Janney or Jane Krakowski as Mama Rose, and then have a young actress like Vanessa Hudgens, Anna Kendrick, or even Emma Watson as Louise. I think that would be really, really incredible. I don't know if the strippers would be a deal breaker for NBC, but Gypsy's a very tame show, and it's so beloved that I think it would be a great potential to be done live on television. Number 2, Singin' in the Rain. I recently rewatched this film for my film analysis class that I took at a community college here in San Diego this past semester. And the reason why the professor showed this musical is for a number of reasons. One, it is in the top 10 AFI's greatest film of all time. It is one of the very few films that has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is regarded as the quintessential movie musical ever to come out of Hollywood. And even though Singing in the Rain was not an awards juggernaut like An American in Paris was the year prior, which won Best Picture, Singing in the Rain had the perfect cast, the perfect director, and beautiful music to go with it. I mean, you cannot beat that original company of Gene Kelly, Donald O'Connor, Debbie Reynolds, and Gene Hagen. It was absolutely amazing. And I would love, love, love to see Singing in the Rain done live, because you could get people to tune into this who are fans of the musical and are not fans of musical theater, but are fans of the movie. Because like The Wizard of Oz, everyone and their mother has seen that movie. And I absolutely adore it. And I think it would be incredible. I just would kill to see NBC do Singing in the Rain live. Although I know that Harvey Weinstein who's the producer behind Finding Neverland the musical, is doing a revival of Singing in the Rain, which I'm very happy for. But I think if they did it live on television, that would be really, really special. And finally, my number one pick for the live musicals that NBC should do next year, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella. This show is such a beautiful musical that I have it on my wall over there for a reason. I love Cinderella. I think that this would be perfect for television because A, Cinderella is the most universally adored fairy tale. B, like The Sound of Music, it's in the Rodgers and Hammerstein catalog. And C, the new book written by Douglas Carter Beane and the new songs that were added to the show from the Rodgers and Hammerstein catalog is beautiful. If the revival is on its national tour still by the time you watch this and it comes to a city near you, go see it. I saw it. It's absolutely incredible. I love Cinderella so much. And it's very interesting that Carly Rae Jepsen and Keke Palmer, who are in Grease Live, which is going to be on January 31st on Fox, both of them played the role of Cinderella on Broadway. I'll put a picture right here to show you guys how they were incredible. I didn't see them live, but I heard some audio from Keke, and then I also have a bootleg of Carly as Cinderella. And I think that would be a perfect show to bring everybody together around the holidays, around the end of the year. It's December. It's getting time for the holidays and Christmas. And I think it would be a perfect show, perfect for the family, and just a beautiful classic musical. I love Cinderella, and that is why it's my number one pick, because I honestly think, in terms of being realistic, from what I've heard on message boards and rumors and speculation, next year is either going to be The Music Man or Cinderella. So that's why it's my number one pick, because I think it has the most potential, and it's the perfect choice. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Leave down in the comments below what musicals you would like to see NBC do live next year. You can follow me on all three of my social media websites. The links to those are in the video description for Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.